can look now. All right. So step 2. Share your overall first impressions of the flyer.
So, my first impressions is I like that it starts with a question. Do I give like positive impressions or negative impressions?
Yeah, just like so. The overall like design and where your eye was attracted to first.
My eye was attracted down in this direction first, and there wasn't a whole lot that pulled me up towards the pictures. So like down here towards the bottom left, my eye was going just because that's where a lot of the leading lines are taking me. But I was like looking up here. In fact, I didn't even fully realize that this box was here because I kept trying to like force myself to read the words instead. I was like, after the 30 seconds were up, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Look, triangles.
It's actually the logo. But
oh, cool.
It got cut off.
Oh.
So, what do you get from the message of this? What message do you get from the flyer?
That there's a conference that will help me to have an edge in business, a competitive edge in business, and it gives me the details of the conference.
And what? So you said the picture drew your attention first. What else did you notice about it? What else drew your eye?
The one thing is that I really didn't have a whole lot of draw towards the text naturally, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know enough about like the nuances of whatever, but I was drawn everywhere except for the text. So this was next. I think the bigger text and the sideways letters drew me that direction, and then a lot of the shapes helped a lot, but those were probably the first places that my eyes went.
Okay. So, what kind of audience do you think I'm going for here?
Business majors, especially if you put it into college. I guess like people trying to get into business in a work field would probably work too. And then I think, yeah, that sounds about right. I can't think of anybody else that would need a competitive edge in business.
So I'm trying to target college age people, graduates who want to come to this leadership conference. And do you think that it's accurately portrayed here?
Yeah, especially if you used it on a college, I think it would work really well with business majors.
So what do you think I could do better to get my message across?
To that specific audience?
In general, too.
Well, this picture is good, and leadership is good, but it could be anything. There's not enough that's bold that draws somebody that's interested in business to the flyer. Also, the other thing is that the company's logo is nice, but I don't see the company's name very big. But I guess I don't know how recognizable the company is. If the company is something that a business major might recognize, maybe like a bigger logo or like a bigger name somewhere would help. But
so the company's name is said right here. Yeah. I could make this bold and like separate it from this text and say so-and-so is doing this.
That or anything that would help a business person to catch it beyond just somebody who's interested in leadership. You know, like at an LDS school, there's a lot of like Christ-like leadership conferences. So my mind from a distance would be like, oh, it's another, you know, like Christ-centered leadership conference. I can just skip that. Or like, you know. But
so I could play more to the business.
Yeah.
Okay. So making the company more noticeable would draw more business instead of people who want to be more Christ-like.
If the people recognize the company, I think.
Okay. So what do you think about my text and like the font and stuff that I use? How do you think it works?
I like the font a lot. The font is really clean. I feel like the text might be a little bit small, but you do have the most important stuff slightly bigger, which is nice. Like this little information here that I really wouldn't need to know that unless I was interested enough to get close. Everything else, like the date and the time and stuff like that, that's big, and so that's perfect.
And so what do you think about the overall design, like the rhythm of the whole page and like how things are aligned and the contrasts of the black and the white? And
I like the shade contrasts. I think it helps a lot. As far as the shape contrast, I'm not sure how to feel about it yet, but it is very, what's the word? I wish I knew the word for that. It reminds me of when I went to San Francisco. Like it's almost like modern-esque, I guess. It's like a modern-ish looking paper.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Well, thank you so much. And is there any last things that you think I could change to make it better? Just some configurations or anything?
So obviously you did it in colors in grayscale just because of printing and stuff. But if you made it an actual file, would you put any color on it, or would it be
supposed to be black and white?
Okay, cool. Then that if this were like an actual business thing, color would help. But as a black and white, I think it looks fine. I think there's just like as you play around with the shapes, I think you might find something that works better. But it would work well as it is. So.
All right. So I need to make it more attract more business-oriented students than just the average student.
Yeah.
And I can do that by focusing more on the business and maybe putting it in a bigger text or font size.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, thank you very much for your feedback, and I will make changes accordingly.
Sweet.